I might as well face it. I'm never getting to China. I mean, of course, the real China, not Hong Kong, to which I have been. I'm talking about mainland China. Beijing, Shanghai, the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, McDonald's. Back in the days it was there, I wanted to visit splendid China, the Orlando Cultural Theme Park, essentially built by the Chinese government. But somehow, well, you know how that goes. And apparently, it wasn't profitable. I would have thought profitability wasn't important, but at any rate it closed due to poor attendance. Which leaves this as the closest thing I'm ever likely to get to the Red Dragon.
Hello, ni hao, welcome to China.
In the Disney version, China is located between Norway and Germany, where technically, I suppose, Denmark should be. Except, of course, there is no Denmark pavilion. I get all the Scandinavian countries mixed up anyway, so it's okay with me if Norway holds the proxies for all of them. Like its mother country, the China Pavilion dominates the promenade in scale and grandeur. Its centerpiece, heavily inspired by the Temple of Heaven in Beijing, almost demands that you interrupt your race to ride Frozen Ever After to see what's inside. Turns out that the temple building is really an entrance foyer, and the main event is in a beautifully hidden show building in the back.
It winds like a road across timeless landscapes.
Circle Vision 360 may be a relic of the 1964 World's Fair, but when the camera rocks a bit, I still get dizzy. There are 2 Circle Vision theaters left at Walt Disney World. Let's hope they never close or turn into roller coasters. I'm not dissing Martin Short, but I still like Reflections of China better than Oh Canada. Perhaps it's because Reflections of China is about, well, China, and it's as close as I'm ever going to get there. Qin Shi Huang was a 3rd century emperor who commissioned a life-size army of over 8,000 statues so that they could be buried with him. His terracotta army would protect him in the afterlife, providing, of course, that he was attacked by another terracotta army, because they weren't able to do squat against a bunch of archaeologists with shovels. These, of course, are perfect miniature reproductions. The originals are in a town in China that I can't pronounce. Our next stop, lunch in Japan.
AI が暗い部屋では眩しさを抑え、明るい部屋では画面くっきり、誠の綺麗を作り出す。国は虹の国、ガオの国の綺麗、ひときわ目に優しいパナソニックガオ。Panasonic.
Of the 11 countries in Epcot's World Showcase, 5 have no attraction per se, except for some sporadic street performances. One of those countries is Japan. It was supposed to have an attraction. Here is a show building that was built for it. Rumor has it that it was to house an Americanized clone of the Tokyo Disneyland show Meet the World. Meet the World was a history of Japan that utilized a rotating stage, audio animatronics, and film. Sort of what would happen if the Carousel of Progress and An American Adventure had a child. I don't know if any of this is true, but I read somewhere that they began building the rotating stage in the show building, but the show ultimately was dropped because it didn't contain any references to World War II, and Disney worried that American audiences, particularly veterans, would be offended.
Another rumor was that they were going to build a Mount Fuji roller coaster. I think they just got cheap.
Okay, so there's no attraction, but there are, of course, restaurants and shops, including Katsura Grill, a just okay counter service joint. My wife and I had lunch there, and we didn't die. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of Mouse Planet. In fact, they're probably not.